I'm Tisha.
Loren.
And this is the Open Booked podcast. Today, we are talking about Just for the Cameras by Meghan Quinn. But first, what are you reading and what did you read this week?
I think everyone knows what I'm going to say. I've only read the book that my homework, my assignment. I've read that book. I have a book that I have started on my Kindle like during the snowstorm weeks and weeks ago. And then the City of Gods and Monsters series, I started the last book in that on Audible. But I just haven't messed with either of them. So maybe I will get into reading something else, but I don't know. We're recording this kind of early just because we both have trips coming up, so I'm sure the 5 fans we have here will enjoy our random library or book pictures from different cities because we tend to find a bookstore or library or something to take pictures of.
Yeah.
So maybe with both of us traveling, we'll get some more recreational reading in. What about you?
I only read or finished Just for the Cameras. I am listening to Yours Truly, which is the second one in that series. I can't think of the name of it, but it's After Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I love the first one, and this one is so far just as good. I love it.
Love. Well, for this week, I added in some movie updates.
Okay.
Oh, I missed one, and looking at your face just reminded me. You know which one? Typing. Okay, when is that one coming out? Okay, first and foremost, this will have been out. Shitfire! This podcast episode is coming out a week after this movie, Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I probably should have led with that. Tisha and I's what's that called? Telepathy? Telepathy? was working, and sorry to everyone else. So, March 13th, we have Reminders of Him. Damn, we need to start looking for tickets soon. Okay. I was on Fandango this morning, actually, and that's what prompted me to add these, and it's not on there yet. So, You know our movie theater, it's going to come out that Thursday night, and Monday we'll be able to buy tickets. Anywho, also on Fandango, the new Dracula we talked about like months ago, seeing trailers from it in other countries or whatever, we're like, it looks so good. It's out at the movies right now. How did I not know this? Like, option to buy tickets.
Yeah, I feel like because they did such a big push in the UK, they didn't promote it at all in the US. I saw one ad for it at the theater, and it wasn't even Dracula. It was the Dracula in Love title, because it goes by 2 different titles, which I think is so weird.
It's confusing.
Yeah, but I might have to go watch that this week because it's been out a couple weeks and it'll probably only be in theaters another week or 2.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm kind of worried. I'm like, those kind of ones have like a limited stint. They're not at the movies but the good news about the limited stint is it might be on Netflix in a month, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, or Amazon or something, it comes to streaming quickly. I just feel like I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt like we missed that. Because we talked about that movie, like we were both looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Also, this will be already out by the time this episode airs, but The Bride, we also talked about this in depth. We were confused because there was the Netflix Frankenstein and then also The Bride, which has Christian Bale as Frankenstein. Is Lady Gaga in this too, or does that girl just look like Lady Gaga?
I think it's
okay.
Lady Gaga.
I thought Lady Gaga's in it too. It comes out into movie theaters March 6th, so it will have been out for a couple weeks by the time this airs, but if you haven't seen it already, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Now, Jacob Elordi did such a good job in the Netflix Frankenstein, so I'm going to go in. You got some pretty big shoes to fill because he did so good. But it's a different storyline because this one's about the bride and not. Yeah. But anyways, Christian Bale never disappoints, ever. He's never let me down. Okay, Project Hail Mary. I'm not usually like a sci-fi person, but this is making me want to read this book.
Me too.
It looks so good. I watched the trailer and was like, damn, That movie comes out the day this episode airs in theaters. So
Yes.
you're seeing this, it's out.
Yeah.
But it looks so good with Ryan Gosling as the main character. It's in the sci-fi category, but I kind of get dystopian a little bit too. Like it's like the end of the world, or they're trying to save the world. I don't. It looks really cool. I think
Yeah.
it's something our husbands would like.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's all my yap. You want to go through your books that are coming out?
Yes. There aren't a ton on the 24th, so I'm going to go ahead and do just the rest of the month. So these are the books March 23rd through 31st. Booked at Midnight by Emily W. Anderson. I didn't put the genre.
Let me look. Romance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it
Well,
was.
And fantasy. It says cozy romance,
romantasy.
books about books. Yeah.
The Creek, the Crone, and the Crow by Lisa Wise. Historical fiction. Heir of Twisted Lies by L.J. Andrews. Fantasy. Wolf Worm by T. Kingfisher, which everyone knows who that is. A horror. I didn't highlight that one. Hunt the Villain by Rena Kent. Everyone knows who that is as well. Dark romance. The Survivor by Andrew Reed. Mystery and thriller. A Suit or a Suitcase by
I like
Maggie
my suitcase. Wait, is this the Maggie Smith that just passed away? The old lady from Hogwarts?
Yeah, I hope not.
If it is, it's like her final works or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same person.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry for the false alarm, everyone. That she's just so iconic.
Yeah. The Beheading Game by Rebecca Lehman. Historical fiction. This one looked really intriguing by the
Sounds
cover.
fun.
Beneath by Ariel Sullivan. Fantasy. Service Ready by Molly Irani. Memoir. The Fortune Tellers of Rue Daru by Alessia Salnikova Gilmore. Or Most Likely to Murder by Lish McBride. YA mystery and thriller. This Will Be Interesting by E.B. Asher. Fantasy. Wretch, or The Unbecoming of Porcelain Caw by Eric LaRocca. Horror. Python's Kiss by Louise Erdrich. Literary fiction. Robbie McNeil's Hit List by Brianna Heath. Mystery and thriller. It's Not What You Think by Claire McIntosh. Mystery and thriller. The Hired Man by Sandra Dallas. Historical fiction. A Widow's Charm by Caitlin Paxson. Fantasy. Ruins by Lily Brooks. Sci-fi. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. Romance. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, and the cover with the fireworks, it looks so cute.
I can't wait. I think it's the third in this series that I'm listening to now.
Probably.
Mothers and Other Strangers by Corey and Haydu. Literary fiction. Game On by Nevessa Allen, which is one we've been waiting on. Dark romance. The Adjunct by Maria Adelman. Literary fiction. In My Tudor Era by Kate Bromley. Romance. What We Did to Survive by Megan Lally. YA mystery and horror, or mystery and thriller. Megan Lally is like really big in the mystery and thriller sector, so I'm excited for that one. The Curse of Hester Gardens by Tamika Thompson. Horror. Cindervale by Carolyn Peckham and Susan Valenti. Fantasy. The Keeper by Tana French. Mystery and thriller. Sorry for Your Loss by Georgia McVeigh. Mystery and thriller. We're a Bad Idea, Right? By K.L. Walther. YA romance. This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Ilona Andrews. Fantasy. That one looks really good. The Fairway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst, which had the spell shop or spell
the
something.
bookshop.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
about. A year or two ago. That one is a YA fantasy. In The Bridge Back to You by Riss M. Nielsen. Romance.
Cute cover.
Yes.
It's my favorite part, looking at all the covers.
Yeah.
I'm
so that's just
judging.
a few. Yeah. There's a lot more. something for everyone. So go check out our list on our website, All Things Book.
All right. You ready to dive into this book? Okay. Spoiler alert. Also, hopping right into the blurb. I brought it over. They're faking it for the cameras, but what if the sparks are real? Graydon St. John doesn't do drama or public appearances. The brooding defensive end for the San Francisco Foghorns prefers silence, solitude, and avoiding headlines. But when a league-wide PR scandal forces him into a media stunt at the city zoo, he's suddenly face-to-face with squawking birds, nosy fans, and the zookeeper who seems to hate his guts on sight. Maple Baker loves her flamingos. Loud, pink, and messy? Sure. But they're hers. And the last thing she needs is a grumpy football player stomping into her sanctuary with a bad attitude and a bigger ego. Unfortunately, they've been paired for the zoo's new public outreach program, and the cameras are already rolling. The banter is sharp, the tension is electric, and the more they pretend to play nice for the press, the more their fake flirtation starts to feel like something dangerously real. But when family secrets, viral fame, and a PR romance gone off script threaten everything Maple's worked for, Graydon must decide if he's willing to fight for love or let it slip away to protect her.
What'd you think?
I liked it.
I did too.
You didn't? Okay, you did. Okay, I was like, I can't tell by your face right now. I liked it, and I think because it says it's like the Bay Area, like it's a series,
Yes.
I think we're gonna get us a book for each man in the group chat, which I really hope is true. I want OC's book yesterday.
Yes. I think OC is going to end up with Gretchen.
Do you? Because
Yeah.
he's all heartbroken about that other
Yep.
man. OC carried the comedy in this book.
Yes.
Man.
The Gladdy Daddies.
The Gladdy Daddies. Group chat was giving me life.
Yeah, this might have got me out of my slump.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe me too. We needed, instead of thrillers, we needed like a cutesy rom-com.
Yep. Predictable, but funny and just so sweet.
Yeah. No, for sure. My only complaint is we had 2 third-act breakups.
Yes.
I knew when the first one happened and I still had like hours left to read.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, we're not done.
What is this?
Yeah, we are not done. So, but it worked out. The second one was minimal, but it gave us some relationship building for the Gladdy Daddy. So I was thankful for that. I think that's probably my favorite of the whole book is that group chat and those 3 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My note here, my first note was this is a classic enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine. But I thought at first, before we got introduced to the flamingo girl, that the romance was going to be with the PR lady.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like that, and I was kind of scared that she might interfere at different points. But she redeemed herself with the slap in the face to Dad.
Yeah, great character arc. I loved that moment. Honestly, I was like, okay, so there's got to be some overarching way we get rid of the evil force here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was done phenomenally. And I think they dropped that hint about this, if we can get that girl on board, like talking about her. And obviously they tried and failed. So ultimately she had a good heart. She just wanted to do a good job. That's my take on it.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you think OC was giving Josh from Lights Out? Without, like, the creepy stalking. You know, like...
Yeah.
But how he was so goofy and, like, the things he would say, I'm like, this is giving Josh energy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I loved it.
I was also dying about the slutty little glasses.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And after all the drama of the last book we covered, I really felt like he was a plant from the dad.
Mm-hmm.
From the jump, like the moment he arrived, I'm like, how fucking convenient.
Mm-hmm. But instead it was a setup for a series.
Yeah.
And a funny group chat. But no, I could see how that would go there for real, especially after the last book.
He's a royal piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how
the dad. Yeah, no. The dad, honestly, in this one, we've had bad dads lately. The dad in this one was top tier jackass. Like, not wanting his own son to beat his records. I don't have children, but I can imagine if you do something well and your child follows in your footsteps, that you couldn't help but feel any sort of pride if they become better than you. I can't imagine a world where a parent doesn't want their child to be better or do better.
Exactly. I don't know what he did to be so fucked up in the head and try to take that out on his own flesh and blood. That just boggles me. Can't imagine.
And I'm sure I don't know anyone personally like that, but I'm sure there are people, maybe even we know, but we don't know, that are like that. And that's really, really sad if that's how you are as a person. It's sad. I think it says a lot for Graydon, too, that the way he was raised and his mother, I can't even imagine. I would almost think that's harder than losing her altogether because he feels like he's losing her all over again every week.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's constantly in a state of grief. It's not like he can grieve and start to move on. He's constantly in a state of grief. And I can't even imagine the confusion, loneliness, fear the mother is going through on her own. Sounds like she had a great nurse and is at a great facility, which, if your ex-husband and then your son are, very successful football players, I'm sure you're financially able to do that. But I don't think that helps. You can't pay people to love you and be there for you to remember, it's sounds like a very, very difficult position for everyone. And I think it says a lot of how he's grumpy, Graydon's grumpy, but he also is really humble. And I just can't imagine being raised that way with a role model like a dad. I go back to this. When people see something the way they're growing up, they either do the exact opposite or they follow in their exact footsteps. And human nature, I mean, it's pretty consistently one direction or the other.
Yeah.
And I think it says a lot for him as a person to have really, he didn't go complete opposite because he still did the same position apparently, but, personality wise is polar opposite from his dad. And I think it says a lot about that character and makes him likable even with his grumpy, I don't care about flamingos-ness.
Yeah. I just had the thought, what if they adapt this series and put them all, in the same show, so they're all in the same timeline, but seeing all three of these professional athletes, is it 3 or 4? I can't even remember.
The 3 men?
Yeah, OC,
I think so.
Graydon, and then I can't.
What's his name? Brandon or what are my notes? Let me look. Okay, it's Graydon Bennett. I was close.
Bennett.
I thought it was Brandon Bennett.
So just seeing all of these professional athletes in one show, like her showing up to the practice, which would not happen in any real life situation because it's such a liability. She's injured day one, so they definitely wouldn't fucking let her come back every fucking day. I don't care how much PR they're trying to get. Seeing all of them, especially right now with hockey being such a big thing on TikTok, just needed to go to the boy aquarium and watch them. I can imagine this show would go over so well, but you'd have to have, a season where each one is the main character, but you still see each of them in their own sport and with their own zookeeper or whoever. And then, is it Bennett doing, or is it OC doing the,
dating show?
Yes.
They talked about OC doing a dating show. And it's funny to me that OC is in book club. Yeah, that OC is the hockey player of the 3. Yeah. So he's gonna be the one with missing teeth and getting in physical fights, and I'm sorry, but Graydon is giving more hockey player energy. But I don't know, maybe they're like that because they have a outlet for all their aggression, you know what I mean? Maybe we should all have some sort of physical outlet, and then we'll just be cheery, happy golden doodles all the time.
Yes.
Because OC is a golden doodle.
Yes.
And Bennett is the baseball guy. So this
Yeah.
would make all of the sports girlies very happy.
Yes.
You get a football season, a hockey season, and a baseball season. By the way, I listened to Freebird like 5 times today because as the day we're recording this, the Canadian tears are flowing because we just whooped them in hockey. And the guy who scored again, yeah. And the guy who scored the winning goal apparently sees and talks to dead people. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've been seeing it all over TikTok, so now I need to deep dive. But yeah, no, it was really cool. Anyways, OC being the hockey guy still is like shocking to me, but I think that's part of the fun. Sometimes forced group chat that provides comedic relief to the reader is what this says. That tracks.
Yes, very much a forced group chat.
Yes. Also, we love a big grumpy man. I mean, I'm talking about myself. I think you do too.
Yeah.
There's just something about a grumpy sunshine trope, and I am usually not a FMC lover, but I actually liked Maple. I think she was good. She wasn't overly whiny. She wasn't like immediately this tough badass girl. Like she was real, relatable, and I liked her. I liked her a lot.
Yeah. One of these talking points, how did the characters' motivations evolve from self-interest to genuine care?
I think if we're talking about the two main characters, I think it was because they started spending time together, and for Graydon, I keep wanting to say Brayden because we have a guy in our friend group named Brayden, and Graydon's not a usual name, so I keep wanting to say that. Graydon just realized there are people out there that care, and she didn't give up on him, even though he was really a dick to her at the beginning, like super sarcastic and rude, and obviously physically attracted to her from the second he saw her, but she didn't know that. Like, she thought he was scrutinizing her. And I think him seeing a normal person, doesn't know who he is, not throwing them at him, doesn't know anything about his sport, oh, no ulterior motives other than a thing she's passionate about.
Yeah.
And how someone can actually care for someone. Anyways, I think that's what happened to him. I think her is she's just genuinely happy, caring person, and they clicked, and she saw there's a lot more to this guy than just this big old giant grump, you know?
Yeah.
And just I think that the forced proximity of it was what did both of them in, honestly, in the best way.
Yeah, I feel like the moment was it when that little kid like approached him and was asking questions, and he was like, "Yeah, let me tell you about all of this."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh my god,
At
he
the taco
actually
truck.
listened." Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's something about seeing a man being good with a child or being kind to like an old person or unnecessarily that's like, okay, big old tough guy taking the time to make a child's day. I'd like to think if I was ever famous I would be like that, but that's cool. It's cool to see. Or even just like watching a football game in general and they get fined to give the footballs away in the end zone. I know they do. But you'll see them. They don't care. They will go and find a kid that's at the end zone and hand it to them.
Yeah.
And I think they get fined like a stupid amount of money for that. I don't remember exactly how much, but Cam Newton back in the day before he was Medea, you know, he would every single time do it. Like it was his thing. Didn't care about the fine. And I just have always thought that's really cool because that makes that kid's life. And seeing that in this book, I think I agree is part of the reason she like started to the ice was thawing.
Yeah.
I really liked Graydon. One of these questions is about Graydon's arc. I didn't really need an arc for him. I liked him the whole time, but I think his was more about being able to open up to somebody other than that one friend.
Yeah. Yeah, even like just in the Gladdy Daddies group chat, like he was so adamant and didn't want to participate, but he still just threw in his little 2 cents every once in a while. And then for him to be the one that had to be vulnerable and reach out to them was like the best, not really twist, but the best like plot twist because he wanted so badly to not have any part in it and then to be the one to call on them. He's like, Gladdy Daddies assemble.
Yeah, that was hilarious. No, I think that was good too. That was good because you expected it to be OC and then him just to show up out of, mandatory feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, when OC shows up at his house, like all upset about this girl getting engaged, and he counts how many times they had sex. Also, 6 times in a 10-hour span? Sis.
She's sore.
Yeah, give her a couple of days to recover. Especially as wild as they be getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was a lot. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
she went from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious too. I think that was a good storyline of showing her like instant chemistry comfortability. Is that the right word for that? Like that she just was like, "Who am I?" You know, which I think was part of the point because at this time they thought, "Oh, this is just like sexual attraction." I don't think they had like super real feelings yet.
Yeah.
I also loved the protectiveness. Sometimes girls get the ick about that. I thought it was very cute. And I thought the little glasses guy, slutty little glasses, was a weasel. I mean, the fact he was like making those comments to I'm gonna assume this guy is probably 6'2" to 5. I don't know if they said it. 250 pounds, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah.
NFL player. I mean, your stats have to be that to be an NFL player.
Yeah.
And you are ballsy enough to like be like, for now. I kind of thought the media leak was gonna be from him.
I thought that too for a minute, which is also when I thought that he was like a plant from the dad because I was like, they're colluding and it's a whole messy bullshit situation because they're both fucking egomaniacs and they're real sad that Graydon has all the attention right now.
And he doesn't want it. That's what makes it special. It's like a dog. They don't know that they're the center of attention. They don't know that what they're doing is the cutest thing you've ever seen. And they don't know that they don't have to be happy all the time, and they just are. That makes it more special. Graydon doesn't go out wanting any of this. I mean, I guess he was forced to. But his personality came through. He actually started to care for her. And I think that kind of spoke for itself.
Yeah.
I just compared him to a dog. But what I said about dogs, very true.
The whole grand gesture with the mural, cute. Perfect.
That was a perfect grand gesture. I remember he made a comment about like, she doesn't like flowers because they die. She'd rather have another plant. So I was like, oh, he's going to get her some plants. Whatever. That mural that had like hidden innuendos of all like the time they spent together. So thoughtful. So thoughtful. So sweet. Loved it. Great grand gesture.
Yeah.
I want to try that taco truck.
Yeah.
Tacos sound great. Never record hungry. No, I love the grand gesture. Go ahead. Sorry.
About the Pilates, the way they were talking about, he's like, I really expected to be like nothing, but I was like shaking and sweating. I was like, yes, because it is not for the faint of heart.
No. And when I started doing Pilates, which for those of you who don't know listening, I've been going to Pilates since mid-December. Yeah. I've started going more frequently recently, but I started going once a week, sometimes twice mid-December. And I'm obsessed. I'm hooked. I got a appreciation for the little dainty Pilates girls in the matching sets who are just fucking killing it, and their blowout stays in place. I'm still going months later, and I look like I've been through a tornado, you know? And it's hard. It's really, really hard. And I thought it was funny because I talked about how hard Pilates was and ended up watching videos of professional athletes, mostly football players, like in this case, doing Pilates, and like within the first 5 minutes, they're shaking and like falling over. But these guys are professional athletes for a living. It just shows different, you work on different things. Like people could be in such great shape, but not be flexible or have good balance, because Pilates, part of it is balance, and a lot of core work. And if you don't do it's not cardio at all. If you only do cardio and you come into Pilates, you're falling off the dang machine. So I thought that was a hilarious call out, but also relating it to real life, I do watch videos of professional athletes try to do Pilates, and it's entertaining. Not saying I'm great by any means. I'm still shaking and almost falling off sometimes, but I get better every day.
Yep. And that's all that
So I thought that
matters.
was funny. And then he tries to do the splits and like falls over or whatever.
He's like, you were closer to the ceiling than the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I have noticed the flexibility. You don't actually stretch for it, but the movements you do like stretch you. And we do this thing on the machine where you like can go into a split if you want, and you know some of the girls be like dropping down. I did like half today, and I was like,
What?
where did that come from?
Yeah.
Jess would be excited about that. Anyways, yeah, no, I thought that was hilarious and relatable. There was another reference in there I forgot to write down because I was driving, but it really cracked me up also to a real life, and I can't remember. It'll come to me at 3 a.m.
Yeah. There's a section about acts of care, and it's like fixing her car and stocking her kitchen. The way he just came in to her house one time, and within like 20 minutes, he's got half of a house decorated or apartment decorated, her entire kitchen stocked with healthy food. What the hell?
Yep. The candle, the throw pillows, and he got pink. Honestly, that moment right there, they weren't even like vibing hardcore yet. But that moment right there, I was like, oh yeah, he's digging her big time. Obviously, we knew it was going to happen, but
yeah,
that was like a moment for me that was like, he got her pink couch throw pillows because she works with flamingos.
Yep.
And or vegetarian food because she said she's a vegetarian.
Yep.
And
he tried to eat the tofu.
Mm-hmm.
When they went out.
Bless his heart.
She's like, do you have any steak or anything? He's like, yeah, I got a filet I can cook up. He's like, oh, please.
Please, please. That's me. I accidentally ate tofu once. Biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah, you don't make that mistake twice.
Nope. No disrespect for vegetarians, honestly. You do you, but I'm a omnivore.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly carnivore, if I'm being honest, but yeah. No, I thought also like him always carrying her bag, I thought this was something interesting to point out. When she rode back with what's his slutty little glasses, she would grab her own bag. Mm-hmm. She'd gather her stuff and he would take her back.
Yeah.
Graydon would. That was something super small. I don't know if the author even did that intentionally or not. She probably did. She's a smart lady.
Yeah.
But I noticed it and was like, see, slutty little glasses is a little weenie boy. Yes. And Graydon's a man. Yep. Okay? Get yourself a man, not a little weenie boy. Yeah. In the car door and walking her to her apartment. Even when they hated each other, like, swoon.
Yeah. And even when she got in the car accident, the whole reason he was taking her back and forth, she got in the car accident and hurt her wrist, and she didn't want to go to the hospital and get an x-ray because it's expensive and she doesn't have insurance. He's like, no, we're in this relationship and my team is going to take care of it. You're going to do it and no more questions about it. Sorry.
Literally texted the owners of all three of those sports franchises like, yeah. You're getting checked out right now.
Yep.
Yeah. And even if he wouldn't have let her, he could have paid her hospital bills. Like, bro he lived under his means.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure, just knowing this guy from the book, that he's probably very smartly invested his money and has a ton because he drinks more than I expected for a professional athlete, but he doesn't go do anything. He didn't travel all the time. The only thing he focused on was his workouts and activity, and that's included for free for working there. So what are his expenses? He has an old truck. He has a below his means apartment that I'm sure is long paid off. Plus, he probably has a trust fund, let's be real. And he doesn't spend any money. So him buying those groceries and hospital, whatever, that would be nothing for him, and for her it's life changing. Sometimes it's wild to think about that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think it was important to have that moment for him to just drop hundreds of dollars on her and it
Hmm.
not even be a thing, and then for him to contact the friend to have the car fixed, like, to do all of these
Yeah.
things that are well within his means, and he didn't have to, and she's very appreciative, but she's like, I didn't ask for these things because I, went to was it Peru?
Yeah.
And I learned that things don't really matter as much as we think they do. So that's why I
Yeah.
don't have like a bunch of decor and shit in my house or furniture. So, like, it wasn't that I'm poor. Like, yes, I don't make a lot of money as a zookeeper, but it's also that I don't place value in those things. So, to have that conversation with, I think early on, especially, was really important.
Yeah. I agree. That it was not about money to her, like she couldn't afford it. It was like a deeper.
Yeah.
Which I say with these 1,000 books behind me, I don't have any pictures or anything hanging in my house either. Like, if you come over to my house, I have, you've been there. I got my first plant in October of last year. I got my first picture to go above the fireplace in December of last year. I don't have stuff all over the walls because I've always felt until like you hit 28, it's a waste of money. And then you get into this where you want it to feel like a home and you're like creating a home and whatever. But yeah, I kind of can understand that a little bit. And I also think there is a side note there that I saw on TikTok, a theory about why in books and in real life millennials are borderline minimalists is
Hmm.
because we grew up in houses where there's shit everywhere.
Tchotchkes on every surface, and the dusting alone takes a full day. It's not
Yep.
worth it for the mental
Hmm.
chaos of it.
Yeah, and I have a thing about things being on my counters.
Same.
Like everyone has things, right? Mine is like if I've been home like today, my counters are clean. Jesse will be home in 20 minutes. There will be a lunchbox, a knife, a belt, a phone, a keys, and anything else, gum, zins, everything. And I just smoke comes out my ears. And I think that is an interesting thing to think about as well. Like that's a generational thing. Like they're our age in this book, and I think that plays a part into it
Yeah,
as
for sure.
well. Like we just aren't things people. I mean, I understand this is rich when looking behind me here, but this is like the one thing that I actually keep and collect. I throw everything else away. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So interesting. Let me see. I think I went through all my notes. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
All right. That is it for Just for the Cameras by Meghan Quinn. Next week, we will be covering My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney, which,
Yeah, we have that one. Both of us.
yeah, I put mine up.
Oh, mine's way up here. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Maybe. I can't find it. Thought it was right here with this one.
Found it.
Found it. My
Yay.
husband's wife.
I'm so excited for this one.
Me too. So read that to keep up with us and follow along. Go check out our website, follow us on our socials, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.